Well, good morning, everybody. Welcome to my ride today here from Spring Creek, Oregon to Meacham, Oregon. Riding down the old Highway 30, old Transcontinental Highway 30. Interesting fact about Highway 30, it was the first paved transcontinental U.S. highway. And the darn thing runs 3,073 miles from the East Coast to the West Coast. In fact, it's the third longest U.S. highway. And once it was called the Lincoln Highway. Goes through the states Oregon, Idaho, Wyoming, Nebraska, Iowa, Illinois, Indiana, Ohio, West Virginia, Pennsylvania, New Jersey. In fact, it was kind of interesting that the original plans for the highway were set out by the Dutch back in the 1600s, and well, boy, things have changed since then. Well, anyhow, you can still drive many parts of Highway 30 through Oregon. If you've ever been down the Columbia River Gorge, well, by golly, you've been able to run across parts of old Highway 30 down there. In fact, wasn't very far from Highway 30. I mean, literally a stone's throw is where I was born, down that part of the state. So, yeah, it's a little near and dear to my heart. A lot of traveling down it, kind of interesting sharing it. And this particular stretch here through the Blue Mountains from Meacham over to Spring Creek, well, they repaved it last year, so it's nice and smooth. By golly, it's just a nice ride to make. If you're a scooter rider, you're going to love it. In fact, along towards the season, when it gets a little warmer and more folks get out riding, well, you see more motorcycles out here than you do automobiles. It's just that nice stretch of little road to ride. And it's off the interstate, and most people are busy trying to get down super slabs as fast as they can, so they bypass this. But it's a nice, scenic little ride, and if you've ridden it, you know what I'm talking about. Enjoyable. If you haven't, well, you owe yourself a chance to ride it. We'll take it here and cut this one off at Meacham, then we'll take Meacham on around to Immigrant Spring State Park, Dead Man's Pass, and then probably drop down over to the reservation from there. So I'm gonna let you guys just kind of ride along with me here this morning. We'll get up the road here in about another 6-7 minutes and hit the little old wide spot in roads called Camilla, Oregon. Camilla, I'm thinking of the vice president. Called Camilla, Oregon. Used to be a little railroad stop, a little logging town, a little timber town. And back in, I think it reached its peak of folks living there back in about 1904. 200, 300 folks living there. So anyhow, it's up the road here a little bit further. I don't think there's anybody still living there, but there might be. And if there is, good for them. Get a chance to live out here in the wilderness, or well, not really terribly wilderness, but live out in the mountains, nice and quiet. So I'm going to shut up now, let you folks enjoy it. I'll cut back in here by the time we get up to Camilla and share a few more facts about Camilla and then let you enjoy the rest of the ride. Well, we're about to come up on a little town of Meacham, Oregon, or what's left of the little town of Meacham, Oregon. It sits along the highest railroad pass in the Blue Mountains at 4,206 feet. Like I said earlier, it was a little old railroad and lumber town, not much to it anymore, a few houses. There might be a person or two that lives up here. I think at its peak it had about 300 people back in 1904, and one of the claims to fame it had, and there's probably the people that live here right there in that little house, but anyhow, one of the claims to fame that the place had was that it was one of the last spots in Oregon where a train robbery started. I don't know where train robbery ended, but it started there at Meacham back in 1914. So now we'll butt down the road here a little further till we come to the I-84, come to the interstate, and we'll have to cross under the interstate to get to Meacham, but I'm going to save that trip for another video. I like this ride so much that can't recommend it enough. If you ride a motorcycle and you find yourself in the Blue Mountains of Eastern Oregon, Northeast Oregon here, get off the interstate, enjoy the old Highway 30. You can ride it all the way from Pendleton to the Spring Creek where we got on this stretch here. You come across the Umatilla Indian Reservation and on up over the old Cabbage Hill Road, which I've got another video coming up on it. It's it's quite a road to ride. It'd be nice if it was smoother, but anyhow, we'll get to that in another video. So I'll shut up, let you enjoy the rest of the ride till we get down to the freeway, and thank you for stopping by and paying me a visit. I hope you enjoy the video.